Welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for joining me for another Humpday Handmade. In these videos, we make projects that are completely handmade, and I am collabing with my BFF Paulette at Scrappy Tape. I am so late with this video. I do apologize, Paulette. I wrote it down on my list and totally forgot about it. So I do apologize to Paulette. She's already posted her video, and that's what actually reminded me this morning. So this is what I came up with. It is a Pokey tool or double pinned gift box. I use the hard candy 6x8. I also use some of the ephemera, and then I use the Scrap Diva Designs peppermint lollipop with the bow. I use the larger bow, and I use both of the peppermint dies from this. For my clear piece, I use this clear plastic. I have a bunch of these that I bought from Tuesday Morning a long time ago. These are 12 by 12, and it's a 0.007 thickness. So it's a little thicker and sturdier than just the regular clear acetate. So this is how it turned out. Like I said, it's a double box. I did use a heavyweight cardstock. I started off with a Velcro dot right here, hot pink Velcro dot, and then I went with a belly band because it wasn't holding the sides all the way down, because of course it is acetate, so the paper is a little heavier than the acetate. So this Velcro's off, and then this lifts up. There is 2 slots in there. You can do 2 pins, 2 Pokey tools, 1 Pokey tool, 1 pin. I needed something for a swap that I just had that I've already sent out, so I was like, let me just make that really quick. So in the video, I will share with you how to create the base of the box. Of course, I don't do the matting pieces because everyone likes their thickness of their border different. So again, I'll have all the measurements and everything that I use down in the description box, so be sure to check that out, and also check out Paulette and her video to see what she created. So this box is 1 inch thick, it's 2 1/4 inches wide, and it's 6 1/4 tall. You will need a piece of cardstock that's 8 by 11 for the box, and then the acetate or the clear piece is it's 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. And the inside separator box is 2 3/4 by 3 7/8. Again, I'll have all of the measurements down in the description box. Okay, so I'm on the 8-inch side. I'm going to start my scoring at a 1/2 inch, and this is heavyweight cardstock. My next score will be at 1 1/2, 3 3/4, 4 3/4. Make sure I got that one. And 7. And then you want to make sure you turn it once to the right. You want that 1/2 inch at the top. And on the 11-inch side, you're going to score at a 1/2 inch, 1 1/2. And then the next score is going to be only down to the 4th score mark. So 1 2 3 4, which is right here. It's the probably about 4 3/4, but it's the 4th score from the top, and we're going to score at 4 1/2, only down to the 4th score mark. Then the next score is going to go all the way down, and it's at 7 3/4 or 7 3/4, and again at 8 3/4. Okay, so next thing you want to do is fold on all of your score marks. Okay, so after you've folded on all your score lines, I have me a little template here. So I'm just going to mark all the things that are going to be cut, and then I'll leave it on the screen so you can screenshot, pause it, or whatever. So I'm gonna cut this. Seems like a lot of wasted paper, I know. That one, and that one. So those are all the pieces that are going to be cut off. I know it's a lot. And then That's going to be a tab. That'll be a little tab. And if you watch my videos, you know what I mean by tab. That's going to be a tab. That's going to be a tab. That'll be a little glue tab. And there we go. So I'm going to take a picture of that. I'm going to start, I have that 1/2 inch at the top, so I'm going to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 boxes come off on this side, and then you have 1, 2, 3 more, so you can go all the way up to the 1, 2, 3rd score mark from the top. All of that's going to come off, and then this rectangle here on both sides. Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. And then we'll do the one on the other side of that. This box is similar to a little, I did a little sequin mix bottle that held like 2 tubes. I did not do a tutorial, but it was in a swap that I did with Mary at Young's Craft LLC. And I just used it for my sequins. Like I said, I did not do a tutorial for that. We're just going to cut up these little tabs here and miter them. That's what I have so far. I'm going to start up here at the top. 1, 2, 3, 4 comes off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 comes off. That's where that 1/2 inch score is at the top. So we got 6 on this side. This one right here, am I sure? Am I sure? Yes, I'm sure. And then we got these little 4 here. And this is a little tab. So when you're done, you'll have something that looks like that. This is the top. That'll be the part that comes down like this. So I'm going to be using hot glue for the sake of the video. Plug in my hot glue gun. I'm going to miter this little tab down here just a little bit. And when you put it together, this is how I did mine. So this tab will glue to the inside of that one, so it'll come all the way around and you'll form your box. This will tuck in, this will be the bottom part. So there's your little box there at the bottom. This will be just like that fold down flip top box I did, how I did that top. These 2 sides will go in, these tabs will go in, and then it'll just glue to the side. So there's your box. Then I'll show you how to put the acetate on. So my acetate piece is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, and on the 5 1/2 inch side, on the 4 1/4 inch side, all I did was score at a inch on each side. So I scored it 1 inch, turned it, scored it 1 inch, turned it. Okay, let's see if my hot glue gun is warm. While we are waiting on my hot glue gun, there was another thing that I wanted to do. Like if you wanted to add 2 pins in here, because I made it to fit 2. So these are my examples. There's a pin and there's a pokey tool. Like if you wanted to do like a separator, normally I just put like a these little sticky things on the backs. What are these called? Sticky thumbs. I have a thing of these sticky thumbs and I just put those on the backs. But I was like, maybe I want to put a little separator in there. So let's see if I can make one while my hot glue gun is heating up. So this is how I do most of my tutorials. I get a full sheet and I measure everything on my scoreboard, and then I cut it. just so I don't waste paper. So here's my scoreboard. I know that it needs to be at least an inch high. This piece right here is large enough, so I'll do an inch in the middle. So we'll move the paper over and I'll do like an inch in the middle of this sheet. So it'll be an inch high. So that'll be my mountain. Those will be my valleys. And then just enough to glue it down. This is 2, and you want it to cover the full back. That's 2.5, 2.25. So I will do it at, let's do about an inch. So I'm gonna cut my paper here, and then this is my mountain. I'll do another inch on this side, so it'll be at 5, and I'll cut my paper here. And I want it to be how tall? A little under 3 inches. So I'll just measure 3 inches from my top. So 1, 2, 3. I'll make it right above my 3-inch mark, and then I'll cut it here. So that's just how I determine how large I need the paper to be. Then I'll get my trimmer and see if this works, and then I'll glue it together and finish the tutorial that I actually started. But that's normally how I create boxes in my head. Sometimes I do draw a picture so I can get a visual. Okay, so I need to do a mountain and then a valley, so it'll be like that. And then let's see if it fits. Yep. And it'll separate the 2 pins in the middle. So that's your piece. And this is it's 3 7/8 by 2 3/4, and it's scored at 1 inch, 2 inch, and 3 inch. So each score is an inch. So basically you'll put glue there in the middle, and then I'll just glue it right there. I'll go ahead and do that. I think my glue gun is ready. So we'll just stick some glue here in the middle. Press that down. And then I'll put some glue here. I normally don't use hot glue, but again, for the sake of the video, I'm going to use hot glue. And then we just want to position it there. And I will include these measurements in the bottom of the description box with the other measurements, because this is not something I had planned to put in the tutorial. And then on this tab, we'll put some glue, and it will go on this side. Make sure to line it up. And then this box will tuck in the bottom. Now that you have that piece, we probably should have tucked it first. I'm just going to pull it apart a little bit, put some glue here, and just squeeze it in there. So before you put that centerpiece in, you probably want to just go ahead and tuck your bottom part. So don't make that mistake. Get that extra glue off of there. And that's how it will look. So looks how you want it to look with the 2 compartments. So then for the top piece, you'll go ahead and put glue on these tabs. So that's one side. And then the other side. And I never use hot glue, so then there's your box. Now for the acetate, is already scored and measured. I took mine all the way to the top and glued it in. So now it wants to act like it don't even fit, but it does. So I'm going to glue it on the inside of this. And this is some thick acetate. That's why it's acting so crazy. This hot glue is just making it really messy for me. And make sure you line up your score mark before you get it in there. Mine just ripped, but this is how it will end up. Believe me, it does work because this is the same box. So this is how the box turns out. I will mat it and come back at the end of the video and show you how it turned out. So as I showed in the beginning of the video, this is how it turned out. I did use a Velcro dot. This is the inside. The glue is still drying. I did use those clear dots behind the pen and Pokey tool. That's the inside of the box. And then I did mat it on all of the sides. And if you want this piece to come the clear piece to come all the way down to the bottom, just make it longer. I didn't make mine, but I did secure it all the way to the top. If I brought it down to the end here and then glued it, it would probably go all the way down to the bottom. And as I said, I went back and just did a belly band because those sides were sticking out and I didn't like that. So I just took a piece of cardstock and wrapped it around the box. And it does get stuck on the clear plastic because I did do my belly band so tight, but it does fit on here. I've been struggling with it. But it does actually fit on here. I will have Paulette's, let's see if I can get it done before the end of the video. I will have Paulette's channel linked down in the description box. And I will have all the products that I used, as well as all the measurements, and all of my measurements are done in inches. There you go. If you have any questions, leave them down in your comment and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Thank y'all so much for watching. Stay safe and have a great day. Bye.